All right, so starting our flow off, we're gonna do some knee over toe squats, stretch your quads, core strength. One thing you're gonna wanna do here is focus on keeping your core tight, moving your hips forward and down evenly. And then at the end here, you can also do grab your ankles and do a little front body opener. And then we're gonna move into this modified thread the needle. So as you're doing this, as you can see, my left arm and left knee are touching. So you're going to want to drive your hip out with that shoulder and tricep. Then you're going to switch. And I'm only doing 3 of these things here to kind of show you the flow that I like to do, but ideally try to do 10 of these every day. And that's really all you're going to need, 10 of every workout in this flow. You'll notice monumental improvements as you go through this. It's kind of like compound interest, little bits every day. It's going to go a long way. I'm going to do some wild things here. And then next, you're going to come into this little knee elbow, third eye elbow, and then retrace your steps. And then on this right knee, right elbow, right knee, or left knee, left elbow, I like to hold that one on the last one. It really gives me some core resistive training, which is really good. Not only trains just your abs, but it's also going to train your back and your hips. Upward dog, and then as you do these and you look to the side, you can let your ankles fall to one side. And then next we're going to do some modified hip cars. So as you're doing this, you're going to focus on driving your foot to the ceiling and then rotating your knee, trying to get your knee as high as you can, and then bring that up to your elbow. And then you're going to reverse. You're going to go out, try to kick the ceiling. And realistically here, you want to get your shin perpendicular to the ceiling as it's in that extended position. And then you're going to reverse, drive, rotate, really accentuate that internal and external rotation of your hip through the full range of mobility. Those are probably one of my favorite exercises. And then next, you're going to come to kick the ceilings. So as you're doing this, your opposite hip is staying flush with the ground. Kick to the ceiling. Use your arms to stabilize your core. And then you're going to do the same thing just with your leg extended. Imagine dragging that foot up the wall behind you as high as you can. And then you're going to come into these alternating Supermans. And then face down twists. Kind of the same thing. Kick to the ceiling and then rotate. Kick up and rotate. Try focusing on touching that foot as far away from you as you can. Really extending that foot as you twist. All right, and then next we're going to come work on the front side of the hips. So extend your legs. You're going to want to flex your quads, extend up, bring your hands down, and then lift your legs up as high as you can, alternating. And you're going to do 10 here. And then you're going to come into these reverse tabletops with extensions. And when you're doing this, try to focus on driving those hips to the ceiling, keeping them parallel with the ceiling. And then L-sit, reverse tabletop extensions. And then eventually you'll work up into one-legged extensions, which will have more resistive core strength. And this is working your whole body. And then we're going to do rotations here. So you're going to go out, up as high as you can, over. Up as high as you can, out as far as you can, down. Reverse your circle. Do 10 one way, switch sides, do 10 the other way. Switch sides again here. I'm only doing a few just to show you the flow. So this video is not super long, but yeah, you're going to drive up, out as far as you can, reverse your circle. By the end of these, usually my quads are shaking. Then this last little thing, or this next thing, this is probably one of my favorite workouts. If you're only going to choose one, this would be probably one of the better ones. Primal movement here, where you're going to extend, focus on, see how my foot, so I'm rolling over my foot, that ankle goes flat with the floor. And if you can, keep that front foot flat on the ground, but you're going to focus on driving your hips forward, basically thinking like you're humping something. And yeah, doing a row, bring those shoulders back. And then next you're going to come into a full range of motion with your hip here. So as you're doing these, you want to set the knee down and then the ankle, extend, ankle, knee, rotate. Same thing on the other side. Knee, ankle, extend, down, ankle, knee, rotate. One thing I find here, if you need, you can use a band around your ankle to train that movement, because lifting your ankle off the ground in that position is weird. It's a new movement that most people don't do. Then next you're going to come into these 90-90 extensions. This is going to extend that front hip, front side body. Feels really good after that. And then here you can see I kind of have a tight spot, so I kind of sit here, take a few breaths. My left hip is tighter than my right hip, and I really feel it in the front of my hip there. And thinking, trying to figure out if I remember everything. Yeah, these next things are knee drop punches. You can do these with both hands out for a little bit more balance, but your feet, think about coming into a crow, and then you're going to drop that knee internally until your shin and your foot and your ankle are all flat on the floor. And then this, a little rodeo dance. Ideally here, eventually, you're going to want your knees to touch the ground, but I don't have the flexibility for it yet. And then getting ready to move into standing hip cars. Before I do that, I guess I do some cross-axe squats. These are great for stretching that internal, stretching the groin, the leg, the knee, also strengthening your hips too. Probably one of the better squats you can do for knee strengthening. And then after these, I'm going to do the standing hip car. So here you can use, I recommend starting with a pole. But what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to drive your knee up and then lead with your toes, open that ankle, open that hip, and then extend back. Trying to keep that ankle to the ceiling. You're going to drop down, retrace your steps, come back, lift that ankle to the ceiling. And then you're going to do the bottom side. I can get deeper. I can focus more if I don't use it. So try it both, but I recommend starting with the pole, but lead with your ankle. Extend. Retrace your steps. And then here you're going to yeah, and you can see I'm spreading my toes out. I like to do all these barefoot. I feel like it helps. And then you can see left again, it's tighter. So I help it get a little bit higher. You can hang onto a wall, whatever's easier for you to get this mobility. I only do 3 of these a day, and I don't always do these every day. great. And then last thing, these are called B-stand squats. So spread your toes out. That back foot is just a kickstand. So 90% of this weight is in the front leg. And your elbows are going to split your front knee. But yeah, I feel like this is a good little flow to start. Let me know how it works for you.